Hello, friend, and welcome to the 10-Minute Mind Shift Podcast. I'm your host, Janet Cagle, certified life coach, business strategist, and lover of all things related to up-leveling my life and yours. My goal is to help you experience a mind shift that gets you one step closer to your goals, whatever they are. My goal is not to keep you wrapped up in self-help all day, just 10 minutes. And who doesn't have 10 minutes, right? Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the podcast. This is an episode like I have never recorded before, but I felt really called to do it this way. I typically share what I have learned after I have learned it or experienced the transformation. In this case, you are going on a journey right along with me, real time, as I work through real life fear issues that have bubbled up all of a sudden and seemingly out of nowhere. Fear can be paralyzing, debilitating, and for sure can keep us from creating the life of our heart's desire. Fear can interrupt the life of our heart's desire. Fear can control us if we let it, but we don't have to. We can do something about it, and I hope this helps you. Let me know if this helps you. All right, my friend, welcome to episode number 39 and Working Through Fear. Hello, friends. I'm out on a walk with my dog Shadow, and I feel strongly called to record this podcast on the fly in raw format. I usually wait until I have experienced the transformation and then I share it with you. This feels like it should be different, and I think it'll be helpful and useful to all of you to be part of this journey and see how I work through a real issue in real time. So, a couple of months ago now, I experienced what I would call a medical emergency. Still not sure what's going on, but it's not life-threatening at this point, but it was traumatic. Then, a couple of weeks ago, my husband experienced a life-threatening medical emergency, and that was extreme trauma, to say the least. So, let's talk about trauma for a minute. Trauma can occur in a few different ways. You can experience the event yourself, or you can be witness to the event. And I want to be very clear that I'm not talking about post-traumatic stress disorder in the clinical sense. What I'm going to be talking about is post-trauma as it relates to an event that happened, a circumstance that was traumatic for you. It's highly likely as an adult that you have or you will experience or witness a traumatic event. And you may find yourself stuck in a space of fear, and then specifically stuck in the fight or flight response to fear. And that, my friends, is where I find myself. When we experience a traumatic event or witness a traumatic event, we may find ourselves feeling a little off, maybe even feeling a little numb, or even overreactive. You may find yourself not enjoying the things that you used to, or trying to pick a fight with everyone around you, your friends, your family, even your horse. Here is what I want you to hear. You are not broken, and nothing has gone wrong. As humans, we do this to ourselves where we feel off, and instead of giving ourselves grace, we kick our own ass. Instead of moving into a space of compassion, we move into a space of shame and guilt. We can think that something has gone wrong, and what I want you to know that even though what you're feeling feels crappy, you are operating exactly how you were designed. That fact may not make you feel much better, so I'm going to walk you through exactly what I'm doing to move through this fear, to work through this fear, and my hope is that you will recognize where fear may be manifesting in your life, and then you can go work and move past it, and all of the good stuff is going to be coming to you. It's waiting for you right now. All right, so my fear is manifesting in writing. It's true. Even though the trauma had nothing to do with writing, I find myself feeling intense fear at the thought of writing and while I'm writing. This isn't anything that I've experienced before, so it's a little inconvenient and it's annoying and it's a little embarrassing too. So I have this huge goal of earning my bronze medal on Dutch, and the trauma has nothing to do with him, and yet that is exactly where it's showing up. It feels like I'm crazy, and yet it's pretty natural and extremely normal. So think about where you might be experiencing fear. Maybe it's speaking up at meetings, and yet if you did, you would be seen as a leader and a collaborator, and you might actually get that promotion. Maybe it's launching that business or throwing your hat in the ring for an election or finding the love of your life, getting on that airplane. That's another biggie. It could be anything that is keeping you living the life of your heart's desire, living a life by design. So, what is your fear? Bring it on this journey with me and let's do this together. So, one of the important things to know about horses is that they are prey animals and humans are predators in the animal kingdom. So, to ride successfully, the rider must be confident and be seen as the leader in the relationship. If I'm riding around in a state of fear, I'm sending all kinds of signals to Dutch that there must be something that he should fear. While I'm riding around timid and becoming watchy for signs that he is about to spook, he will get watchy and timid as well. So you can imagine how pleasurable our time is together, not to mention how downright dangerous it is for him and for me. I know that it's not like me to be fearful of writing, and yet here I am. So this is the work that I'm doing. Here is what I want you to understand about fear. It comes from the part of our brain wired for survival. It does not know the difference between something that you have actually experienced or something that you are imagining that could happen. So when I'm sitting around or writing around on Dutch thinking all of these fearful thoughts, my brain thinks that I'm in danger right now, this second. It doesn't know that I'm thinking in hypotheticals. When I think, what if, my brain says, oh shit, let's get out of here. That's what's going on in your brain too. That's your brain working as it should. So don't for 1 minute think that something's gone wrong. Let's just get to go to work. Let's just go to work on it. Hey there. Good to see you. So here's the thing that I'm doing this week. First of all, recognize the fear and write it down, all of it, all of the things that you are thinking. Ask yourself, what are you so afraid of? And not from a snarky, what are you so afraid of place, but really drop into compassion, just as you would ask your child or your grandchild, what are you afraid of, doll? And keep asking yourself, what else? Is there anything else? I want to know it all. Let your brain just dump it all on paper. You might be surprised. So I'm on a walk, so I don't recall all of the fear, but here are a few as I remember them and the way that I ask my brain to tell me. I'm afraid of Dutch. I'm afraid he will spook and I will fall off. What else, doll? I'm afraid I won't be able to ride, and riding is like breathing for me. What else? Is there more? I'm afraid that I will be a burden to someone, and I don't want to be a burden to anyone. Huh. That's kind of random, and as it turns out, that's the one that has the most emotion behind it. All of the thoughts that I had that of all of the thoughts that I had, that was the one that really has its teeth in me. That is the one that creeps into my everyday life as well. Can I help you with that? Nope, I got it. Are you sure that looks heavy? Nope, it's fine. So this is a thought that's creating fear of writing, and now it doesn't have to be logical, so don't be surprised if your thought has no logic to it. This is just an indicator of where there is work to do, and I love indicators. Here's what I know. Fear is like an alarm clock. You can't ignore it. You can put it in another room, cover it with pillows, but the alarm is still sounding and you know it. We do that. We go through life not addressing what we are afraid of, and we think we can put the alarm in a closet and just ignore it, and yet it's still ringing even when we don't hear it. We can't negotiate with it. We can't say it's not real, just get over it. We can't reason with it from our prefrontal cortex. We can't admonish it for appearing and ruining everything. We can't act like it's not there. We must do the work, and that requires action. It requires thought too, but here's the deal. You can't just think positive thoughts to get through any of this. This is about intentional thoughts, not positive thoughts, thoughts that move you forward and past the fear. All right, my friend, if you have identified with anything that I said today, let me know. I would love to hear from you. Your mission for this week is to bring awareness to your fear. Stop ignoring it and acting as if it's not there. Expose it, write it out word for word. And next week, we're going to talk about what to do next. I hope that this was helpful and useful to you. And now go have the best week ever. That's a wrap of the 10-Minute Mind Shift podcast. I hope that you were able to experience your own mind shift today. Listen, if you're ready to take this work to the next level, I highly recommend Life by Design Academy. It's my one-on-one coaching program that offers you a transformation at the speed of life.